Sometimes the most profound connections happen when you're not looking for them at all. I was sitting in this cramped subway car during rush hour, clutching a worn paperback that belonged to my grandmother. She'd passed 3 months earlier, and I'd been carrying her books everywhere, like they could somehow keep her close. This older man across from me kept glancing at the cover. Finally, he leaned forward and said quietly, "She had excellent taste. That's Neruda's best collection." His eyes were kind but tired, the way mine had been lately. We started talking in whispers about poetry, about loss, about how grief makes you feel invisible in crowds. Turns out he'd lost his wife recently and had been riding the subway aimlessly just to be around people without having to pretend he was okay. For 20 minutes between stations, we shared this bubble of understanding. He told me about how his wife used to leave little poems in his lunch bag. I told him about my grandmother's habit of dog-earing pages at lines that made her cry. When my stop came, he pressed a small piece of paper into my hand. It was a poem his wife had written about strangers being temporary angels. I never saw him again, but I kept that poem in my grandmother's book. Sometimes the universe sends you exactly the person you need to remind you that even in the deepest loneliness, we're never truly alone. Connection doesn't always last forever, but it doesn't have to. Sometimes it just needs to last long enough to remind you that your heart still works.